The Northerners themselves should be blamed for the consequences of what they brought to Nigeria. And they are facing it, and they must face it. There's no two ways about it. Anybody who are trying to bring Igbo or Nnamdi Kanu to the Igbo Nigerian factor as it stands now.
Is there any hope that Nnamdi Kanu, Ajayi, we want to, do something good for the Easterner by releasing Nnamdi Kanu, by making it work out?
You're seeing reactions on that question from the latest move by Simon Ekpa to lock down the entire Eastern region for complete 1 month. And I think in the little wisdom of Mr. President, he came out, and to carry out a major, maybe what he was supposed to have done. Maybe there was an intelligence report on both Bichi, the DSS boss, and the NIA boss here too, on the situation that surrounded the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, where both of them has claimed, come out to say and to deny Nnamdi Kanu access to medical and access to briefing by his lawyer before any court proceedings will take place. He blocked it. He make it very difficult for that process to have a hitch-free movement. But another aspect of that is the direction those things actually took, where the Binta Nyako led a court came out and said, if you continue to threaten Nnamdi Kanu access to his fundamental human rights, I will send you to jail. Signaling that there must be something, this Bichi of a thing is up to, that is connected with Fulani'Zation agenda. And that was why we said recently we saw this move after the kind of jubilation, that erupted in the DSS headquarters in Abuja when the announcement came that he has been removed as the DSS boss, meaning there must be something that guy is doing that the people are not comfortable with. So we saw Adeola Ajayi, who has been there since 2000 or thereabout to date, or 1990 or 1990 to date. So he has been able to go through and understand the workings and the principles of the DSS to that where he get to that level. So they'll be able now at this point in time to provide Bola Ahmed Tinubu with the required security report situation on Nnamdi Kanu, and that's what is going to lead to Nnamdi Kanu's release with immediate effect, because they cannot to feed Buhari with wrong impression about Nnamdi Kanu, and these are the people that sat down with Buhari and Femi Adesina, I can never forget Malami, to gang up and carried out the wicked and the highest illegality in the history of human existence by going to another person's country which happens to be a Commonwealth nation and kidnap Nnamdi Kanu in a private secret residence. If not for the Israeli nationals that were in the entourage of Nnamdi Kanu, I would be hearing a different story by now. But that would have taught Nigeria a lesson if Nigeria would have been able to stand by now as a nation. So a good plus for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where the southern eastern part of the country, the Ohanese leaders, the eastern governors are watching the body language of Mr. President to be able to know actually the direction is actually flying to. What is the body language of Bola Ahmed Tinubu today on the release of Nnamdi Kanu? Is Nnamdi Kanu going to be released on the next court appearance? That's another question. That's another thing we are leaving to you, to feast on. When I say feast, it is digest it. Nnamdi Kanu has never committed any illegality in any form. It is within the concept of United Nations for you to defend and also agitate for freedom. Freedom is normal with anything anybody can, any human being anywhere in the world have right to that. United States of America have that right, led by George Washington of America. Everybody knows that. He was the one that led the liberation and the freedom of the United States of America today. When he came up with that concept, people like the British colonial masters at that time labeled him treasonable. But today, people are celebrating America. That is how people are going to celebrate Biafra with all Biafran colonies and entitlements. seeded, given, democratically given to Biafra nation, including some part of the country that was given to Cameroon. Everybody is going to come back. So Nigeria is in a mode. When they tell you say Nigeria is in a mode, you should understand what I mean by Nigeria is in a mode. Nigeria is already in the mortuary as I'm talking to you now. If care is not taken, see, there are so many experts to check out what actually is the problem. We have said Emeka Nyako there. They have sent Okonjo-Iweala there. They have sent a lot of people there to see how they can. It is only the release of Nnamdi Kanu will determine whether Nigeria will survive or not. Until that is being done, Bola Ahmed Tinubu government is a failure.
But do you think Ajayi will turn back justice with mercy? You know, as regards Aloy Jamako, you know, working with him as regards this case, do you think it will actually soften the ground as regards the release?
It's a new start. Like I told you, it should signal the opening, you know, of illegality against Nnamdi Kanu, and that will lead to his freedom unconditionally. You know, even though the Parliament want to use it to negotiate 2027 presidential election, but the Northern has threatened, if you release Nnamdi Kanu, no vote for you 2027. Then there is left for him to decide based on opinion on what the law says. He has sworn to defend the constitution of Nigeria anytime, any day, and Nnamdi Kanu fall within that concept of the constitution, and that constitution must be respected. Constitution is not just a make-the-way political opinion or threat. After all, the man himself said he didn't win any election. He bought his way to the presidency. The president won that election in Peter Obi. Everybody knows. The Northerners themselves should be blamed for the consequences of what they brought to Nigeria. And they are facing it, and they must face it. There's no two ways about it. Anybody who are trying to bring Igbo or Nnamdi Kanu to the Igbo Nigerian factor as it stands now, you should understand that what you are bringing Igbos to, Igbos are already bigger than it. We gave Nigeria democracy, and we must teach them democracy, and that's just the fact. So generally, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, well, to an extent, you know, let us see what we are. It's not that the Eastern governors are weak. It's not that the someone who is already trending, leveraging, making serious deep diving campaign against terrorist politicians in Nigeria. Nigerian politicians are terrorists, and that's why they are terrorizing the entire Eastern Nigeria.
I think Okonjo-Iweala says that they are using to make money. You know, these governors, this political politicians.
No, I'm telling you that they are artificial.
Man-made.
You know, it is not something that is organic. They know that going to Nnamdi Kanu's house to murder 28 people or 100 people at a spot would generate insecurity. They went ahead and carried it out. How can you come into somebody's compound and murder hundreds, and you think there will not be consequences? It's going to tell on everybody. How did you kill Mohammed Yusuf in Borno? He was murdered by the Nigerian police. The consequences of that act is what Nigerian government is facing in the entire north, and that is just the truth. So, but no matter how you weigh it, no matter how you see it, we must relate to it from the angle of perspective that Nigeria can actually sit right and know what to do. What is the reason for the agitation? For 104 years of existence, the Igbo man has not been deemed fit to become the president of Nigeria, even though they contributed more of any other nation, race in this country. They make Nigeria. They give the image of Nigeria. They patch up when there is leakage. They cover up for Nigeria. They walk under sun and rain, while every other one sits in the office and loot. Go to the street now, you see more of Igbos on the street. No, go now, go to Lagos, go to anywhere. You see them on the street. Those who sit in office, how productive are they? Those who call themselves professors, how functional is their knowledge? The threat has to stop. The threat against Igbos has to stop. The manipulation against Igbo interests has to stop. And until that is being done, Nigeria will keep on wobbling as a nation. Nnamdi Kanu holds the key to the survival of both the north and the south. If they want to survive, what is keeping Nnamdi Kanu here is the rise of Biafra. Nobody is talking about Nigeria. Nigeria is not a name. If you mention Nigeria anywhere in the world, you become a threat. But if you mention Biafra in America today, people will stretch hands because the image has already been established. The Biafrans are everywhere. They are contributing to the successful, to the success of humanity as a global village. The whites recognize that. Forget why the British did not want us to come into that. Every president that has to govern Nigeria has to go to the Chatham House in London before you become president. What is it in that Chatham House? Is there anything they are not telling us? Why is it that you go to Chatham House? What did they renew there? So it tells you a lot of things, and it tells you that that angle is being dismantled today by Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is not in detention for just being in detention. Nnamdi Kanu is in detention for holding the secret of what happened in Nigeria. That has made the likes of Burna Boy said Nigeria was bought. Nigeria is an enterprise. All the profit they make go to Britain.
Any coup now, the politicians are the cause. The governors, senators, rep, president, Aso Rock, all of them are the cause. Because they are not governing well.
The Senate president has come out to reiterate, to say again that coup cannot bring freedom to the Igbos, to the Yorubas, to the Hausas in Nigeria. That they should stay united. And that's the only way forward. What can you say to this, Mr. Kokoden?
You see, the Senate president, Akpabio, and the whole politicians, even the presidency, whosoever is talking, chief of army staff or chief of defense, whosoever is talking of coup, it's not good, it's not good. They are the cause. They are any coup now, the politicians are the cause. The governors, senators, rep, president, Aso Rock, all of them are the cause. Because they are not governing well.
They are not doing what they are supposed to do.
They are not doing what they are supposed to do. Eh? Tell me, if you govern well, who cannot come? What happened in 1966 that made the first people, 15 boys, Nzogo and Co, that carry out the revolution? It's exactly what he's doing now. It's exactly what is happening now. If they don't take time, I'm not praying for coup, but if they don't take time, if this present regime don't take time, it will happen. They are crying, lawyer, youth, united to do what? Unite for people to die hunger.
They want unity. That's the way forward. That's the way forward.
Are we forward now? Is Nigeria forward now? Unity. Is Nigeria forward now? Let them do the good thing. Then there will be no coup. The crying of the people, the crying of the masses may reach God's ear. Then He allow coup to happen, and they can't stop it. If God approve it, they can't stop it. You say He will not give freedom to Arewa. He will not give freedom to Oduduwa. He don't give freedom to Biafrans. Then do you have freedom now? Are we not in bondage? Are we not in bondage? Even military is not better. We know that they are ruling with degree, openly. But now, this regime, from 2015 up to now, they are ruling with a decree under disguise of constitution, under disguise of amendment of law. The law, the constitution and law they are supposed to amend, they did not amend it. Rather, they are saying if you criticize government, if you are sensationalist, you will go to spend 25 years in prison. If not that the people cry out, they could pass that law immediately. They could pass that suggestion immediately. But they have seen detention. They go away. The Senate President, Akpabio, if you don't want coup, do the better thing. If you don't want coup, adjust your salary. Adjust your allowances. If you don't want coup, both presidency should bring fuel down, transportation down, gas, for cooking gas, liquefied gas down, for people to breathe, for people to see something to eat. Open borders, let food to come in. Do better thing. Let companies come in and build so that people will have something to keep themselves busy. An idle brain is the devil's workshop. When people were idle doing nothing, the brain will calculate how to survive. An hungry man is an angry man. You have pushed the people to the wall. You have pushed the civilians to the wall. You have pushed the masses to the wall. You have subjected them to be a slave in their father's country, in their father's land. They have to react. They have to react if you don't take time. Don't think that the peoples are fool. Nigeria is the best country that have best citizens because the citizen can endure.
Is that why they are taking advantage of Nigeria?
That's why they're taking things granted. The citizen can endure. The citizen can pass any hardship. And as they're doing that, they're feeling joy. They're not crying. This is why the so-called politicians are taking advantage of that. The people cannot revolt. The people cannot cry. The people cannot this. They take it as advantage. To manipulate on the people. How can you pocket a whole Nigeria into your pocket? It becomes your family's property. It becomes the ruling class property. Nigeria has become the ruling class property. That is why everybody now turned to be a politician. Everybody now. Neither you are Yahoo, or you're a politician, or you're a drug peddler, or you are kidnapping before you eat in Nigeria. Is that normal thing? Before you eat in Nigeria. And you are saying, they should cancel coup. They should cancel coup. Coup will not work. Who tell you that coup will not work? Sit up and do good thing. Sit up and do better thing. Coup will not come. This is one of the problems that make the effort to rise up. They say they won't go because they have seen the evil in the nation of Nigeria. Now the whole Nigeria has seen the same evil. Biafra have seen and crying that they won't go. Arewa have seen it. Oduwa have seen it. Now you are shouting, let them come together for unity. So that you continue making the people. You continue making them the account we are making to grow fat. All the politicians, ruling class, people in the corridor of power, they are making Nigerian citizens to grow fat, them and their families. How many of them, their family, their children are schooling in Nigeria? How many of them go treatment in Nigeria? All of them abroad. All of them abroad. This is why this one in London, former Senate president.
Ekweremadu.
He's London now, languishing imprisonment. God have catch him. He has all his family is in London. The daughter has a kidney problem. Why can't they treat him in Nigeria here? They want to treat me in London. And it's your daughter. You want her to live. She has a kidney problem. Why can't you donate your kidney problem to her? Why can't your wife donate? Why can't her own brothers and sisters donate to her? Then you come and kidnap a common man, a common citizen, take him over there to comot his kidney with force. To give your God to catch him and to jail him over there. If somebody told him that he'll be in cell now, prison now, will he agree?
But do you think if it was Nigeria that happened, do you think he would have been in prison?
He said,
It was in Nigeria that
From
happened. Do you think it would be
whose side? Who sent you? Therefore, comot the guy, the kidney with the force. They will comot it. You understand? And Ekpa did not believe in his life he will be in prison. So the remaining one in Nigeria, they've never believed that one day coup will take place, and it will come like a thief in the night. If you take one aware, if they don't adjust things now, look, there'll be no smoke without fire. There'll be no rumor without element of truth. This present from 2015 to this present regime, they are the worst politicians in Nigerian history, and they are the worst rulers, both military and civilian. They are the worst rulers in Nigerian history. No matter what happened, now they are calling Arewa, calling Oduduwa, calling Biafra to come together for unity. Unity on whose behalf? Unity on whose blood? Unity on whose expensive? People are dying. We are calling of unity. This is what I'm telling you, that the people in the corridor of power, the government are the problem of this nation. Now they have come divide and rule since the political zone. It worked for them for a while. Religion have worked for them since ages for a while. Now people's eyes are open. Tribalism, tribal sentiments work for them for a while. All the whole system now they are using, they have worked for them for a while. Now the citizens of Nigeria, their eyes are open, and knowing that this thing, they're taking it to cajole them. Now the citizens are trying to rise up to take the bull by the horn. Now you are calling them, don't mind military, don't mind the coup, don't mind military. Let me tell you, the military you are using, whenever they want to demonstrate or protest, you use armed forces. The same armed forces is paying them. They themselves are looking away to survive. So do not say to not come. If you like, increase their salary. Increase their salary. Still, if God doesn't need to be, it will be. If God doesn't need to be, it will be. I'm not a military man. I'm not a politician. I'm not eating from any politician purse. I don't know them. I never beg them for bread. Neither what they're doing is affecting me. It's affecting me, but Paul said, I have learned how to be in what? In lack, and how to be in plenteous. We Biafrans, the suffering or the hardship in the country have mastered us because we don't depend on government. Whether military, we are still on Igbo, on Nyamri. Whether civilian, we are still on Igbo, on Nyamri. Therefore, whether military take or civilians, it doesn't remove anything from Biafrans.